Call this meeting to order. Jeremy, would you please do a roll call for committee members?
Absolutely. We have Mike Chambers.
Here.
Mary Jane Isley. Christy Hendricks.
Here.
Randy Shipman.
Here.
Landon Woods.
All right. We have three of our five members, so we do have a quorum present. Also want to take just a brief moment to introduce Michelle Morgenroth. Did I say your last name correctly, Michelle?
Yes, you did.
Michelle's the new grants program supervisor with Youth Justice Council. Second week on the job, I understand. So
yes,
good to have you, Michelle. Anything you'd like to share with the application review committee or introduce yourself at all?
Yeah, so Michelle Morgenroth, I am on my second week. I have, close to 20 years of experience in the criminal justice world. I actually started my career in the youth world. I was at the Wyoming Girls School as a supervisor there for 7 years in Sheridan, Wyoming. So started out in the juvenile system and have had many different roles. I'm sure I'll get to know you all better. But excited to be here and assist in this work.
Good deal. Good to have you.
Thank you.
Going to make a public participation announcement. For each action item, public comment will be taken immediately after the item is introduced, followed by committee questions, motions, and discussion. Public will have an opportunity to comment at the end of the meeting regarding any matter under the jurisdiction of the committee that's not on the current agenda. The committee cannot act, but will listen to the comments, may ask staff to place the issue on a future agenda. Chair, I can limit the comment period to proceed with the committee meeting. We will accept public comments online and then in person. Any public comments can also be submitted in writing at mbcc@montana.gov. Ask that one person speak at a time. Speak clearly so you can be heard. AI note-taking tools may not be used until a formal state policy is adopted. And please use full names rather than acronyms during discussions and presentations. I don't believe we have any members of the public online, but just to follow through. And with that, I'll throw it over to Jeremy for funding recommendations for FY 2026 Title II Formula Grant.
Okay, so real quick, I'll just run through the Title II funding monies are set aside to strengthen prevention efforts, expand community-based programs, improve outcomes for at-risk juvenile justice-involved youth through evidence-based, supported, trauma-informed, and developmentally appropriate services. So, Title II resource direction, towards juvenile delinquency prevention initiatives, youth development and community-based alternatives, system improvement and evidence-based practices, and then direct services for youth, including outreach, training, and program development. So that's essentially, those are our areas that we have picked to put towards. There are actually other areas, but these are the ones that we chose. Okay. So what we have come together, so we went under option one, amounts are based on a percentage allowable to total allowable, effective 55% of allowable requests. All amounts are basically rounded up. Okay. So if you guys have that chart, you can look and see what each one asks for. You want me to run through that, or do you want me to just give you the options? Oh, I'm just going to pull it up. So just a minute.
Thank you.
Which is good because this is really small. I had to get my glasses. And can you expand that a little bit? So as you look at each one of these, Big Brothers Big Sisters of Northwest Montana asked for $86,734. There was no adjustments for that. So under option one, we're looking at $45,079 for Big Brothers Big Sisters of Big Sky Country. They asked for $169,470. Their allowable is at $144,746. And so option one would give them $75,230. For Big Brothers Big Sisters of Silver Bow, their ask was $71,614. There was no adjustment for them, so they would be looking at $37,220. For Big Sky Youth Empowerment, their ask was $64,000. $659, no change in their allowable, and so on their option one, they would receive $33,605.
Sorry. So it looks like we have on the Title II grant summary that Jeremy created. If you can scroll up for us and go to that summary, and I think the narrative version is helpful for me. And so maybe you guys will find that helpful before we look at the funding spreadsheet. Hannah, keep going up a little bit more and let's get to the funding options, the written summary. So there it is. So you can see here, option one, option two, and option three, and a little bit of a description there when you're comparing those options on the funding spreadsheet. That may help you in your decision or discussion.
So you want me to read through that portion? That maybe make it a little easier. So under option one, amounts are based on percentage allowable to total allowable, affecting 55% of allowable requests, all amounts, and then again are rounded. Under option two, it was divided by 14. That's probably Landon. Sorry. Hi, Landon. Can I just add you on the phone and just put you in the middle? So Landon has joined us. Landon, we were just going over the options. I'll say the first option again and go through the three options since we have you here. So amounts, option one, amounts are based on the percentage allowable to total allowable. So effectively 55% of what the ask is. Option two, the award was divided by 14, which gives each one about $36,117. Everybody, let's see, effective rates, Boys and Girls Club of Cascade County at 6%, all others at 7% of the awarded total amount, because their ask was actually at lower. Same with Billings Public Schools. Their ask actually was below that, so that would just you can't go above your ask, and then that allowed to take the rest of the money and then divide it between the others. And then lastly, option three, the base award is $25,000. And then we did this based on the points on their score of their application. So 90 to 99% gets an additional $15,000, 80 to 89% gets an additional $10,500, and then 70 to 79 gets the remainder at $7,301. So that's Cascade and Billings Public Schools that will be fully funded at their ask. And the reason why this third one was put into play is really asking people to actually put some effort into the application. So option one is the percentage of their request, which is at 55,000. Option two is basically split by 14, which gives each one 36,117. And then lastly, the base award of 25,000, and then the amount is increased based on the scoring percentage that they got on their application.
Thank you, Jeremy. And Kayla, thank you very much for adding that.
Chair, did you hear Landon's comment?
I did not.
he said that he was thinking or looking at option 3 for the committee.
Yeah, I appreciate that. Thanks, Landon. And if you would like to make a motion that this committee accept option 3, we can get that motion on the table and then move towards discussion if you're willing to make that motion, Landon. I think that was a yes. We'll consider it moved. Do I have a second?
I will second.
Thank you, Christy. We have a motion and a second to accept option 3, base award of $25,000, and then the remainder of the dollars by points scored. Is there any public comment, any online comment for that the board should consider?
Chair, there's
Hearing
no
none.
online comment at this time.
Yeah, hearing none. How about committee? Any comments, questions from the committee?
Mike, this is Randy. I have a question. And I know Kayla and Jeremy don't always like to answer this, but I am curious if you would answer it, what your recommendation would be on option 1, 2, or 3.
I'm happy to come forward. The third option was actually my recommendation that we put that into one of the options.
Thanks, Jeremy. Kayla, do you have any opinion?
Randy, Chair Shavers, I would just, I don't have a recommendation to bring to the committee. I would just say that the application, the third option, it's taking the points scored and giving some monies based on points scored, which makes me think about grant writing. And so maybe some organizations or nonprofits do have the ability to have maybe contracted grant writers, or they have more experience or expertise in grant writing. So I don't know how that factors in here, but it's just something that was on my mind, thinking about that, the weight the application gives and what resources they have to write those applications.
Okay, thank you both. Thanks, Mike.
Yeah, thank you. Any other questions or comments?
This is Christy. I do like option 3. I think mainly because of an educator standpoint. I have looked and reviewed a lot of applications where there isn't people putting in much time and effort. So I actually really like option 3.
Christy, I'll chime in there just as a comment, not as the chair, but as a member. I tend to agree. And Kayla, Dr. Bragg, I hear your concern about smaller organizations maybe not having that being equipped to write those grants as effectively. I think that's something to keep in mind. I have a additional perspective on that, though, that the ability to write a good grant is also maybe an indicator of their successful implementation of a grant. We've had years past where we've had organizations that we granted to that struggled to use the grant effectively. They just didn't have good systems. So I support that option 3 as well. Any other comments, discussion? Hearing none, I'll call the question. All in favor of recommending option 3 for the Title II formula grant, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none, the motion carries. Any other comment, public, online or in person?
Chair, I just would, for the record, Landon voted yes for the vote. It may not capture on the audio recording, so I just want to say that out loud.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that, Director Bragg. Any other items to discuss for the good of the order? Hearing none, we'll let Randy go get lunch. So,
Thank you, guys.
thank you all. Thanks for joining us, Landon and Randy and Christy. You guys enjoy the rest of your day.
You too.
Thank you.